All right, so I'm going to start our recording. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Technology Drop-In Thursday. It is the 14th of October, and so we are going to not see a lot this week, actually. It's kind of surprising. So let me just get my screen sharing on because it didn't show up. Here we go. It's a two-step process, and you got to keep remembering those two steps. All right, and it'll be interesting to see how this records because the experience I've had previously was not the greatest. So there's our schedule today, or agenda. So updated training recordings. I just did 2 sessions this week that I've used and I'm updated on my stream page. So must-have skills for Microsoft Word and spreadsheet without numbers. So those have been updated. And if you go to the videos, there's links there for the original slides as well as the handouts as well as the working sheets. So must-have skills and spreadsheet without numbers are both hands-on pieces. So if you didn't get a chance to attend, then you can at least follow along and make it out yourself. You can find that in stream, so you can search for either one of those or for me. Also on Trev's Tech Tips, the web page there. As we scroll down to the bottom under the training resources, you'll find them under my training session recordings. So there we are, must-have skills and spreadsheet without numbers. We also have some more stuff coming up next week. So we just finished these 2 here. So next week we're looking at Microsoft, as in the company, have a couple of experts that are doing some sessions for students or anyone else that wants. So there's Microsoft Word 100, Microsoft Excel 100. So if you're interested in any of those, or you know students that be able to take advantage of it, by all means, let them know about that. I have a session as well called Google Chrome, your power browser. Everyone uses Chrome, but there's a lot of cool tricks you can do to really save time. My favorite is the search engines where I can put a custom search up here. So for example, I want to search my hard drive. I just type in the word drive, hit tab, put in the word that I'm looking for. And instead of mine going to Google Drive, then go to the search function, then pull up the stuff, it just brings the results right to me, bang, just like that. So Google Chrome Power Browser, great session to take a look at. Google Sites, if anyone's playing with that, now has themes. Well, they had themes before, but now you've got custom themes. So these are the ones that Google had, and now you can go in and create your own themes. So for example, I'm going to go in here and call this Trev. I can update a logo. I can apply a banner at the background there. And then I can choose my color palette that they provide, or else I can customize my own colors. And then I can select what fonts there are. I just noticed that this was now available to us this week. It wasn't last week, so I haven't had a chance to play with it. Ideally, I'll find one where I can create a theme, like a McEwen theme, similar to the ones that I've got already. And hopefully we can share that out, so that way we don't have to keep making copies. But I will let you know in the meantime, hey, something to play with. Replying to individuals in group chat for Teams. So I'm going to pull up Microsoft Teams here. So when we're in a team chat, everyone knows that if I go in and I'm going to go to here, if there's something posted, I can do a reply to it, right? So we can see that here. Here's another case, something got posted, and then people can reply underneath that. However, that doesn't work in chat. In chat, we do have group chats, and that's where you've got a number of people, but there's no reply until recently. Now, some of this is still rolling out, so it may not be available quite yet for everyone. I'm on a little more advanced step. But what it's going to allow you to do is the 3 dots here, the more, is going to bring up reply. Basically, it's kind of like a copy and paste. So there's the item that I'm replying to, and then I would put in my message in here. So it's kind of a cheap way of doing it. I prefer the way that we actually have the replies set up so that the conversations are all grouped together. Here in this group chat, for whatever reason, they've decided to go this other route, and this is what they call a reply. So basically, it's like a copy and paste, and this is my quote that I'm quoting on, and then I'll reply back from that. But hopefully that should be rolling out sooner than later. Tips for teaching with Teams. So I did a couple sessions this week. So this term is the first time I've been using Microsoft Teams versus WebEx for my training. So I just thought I would share some stuff out with you ahead of time. So one of the nice things that I like about this Teams and the changes that they've made is that when I go into a meeting or anything, let me just pull it up here. So I'll go into calendar here. So here's a session I've got going. I'm just going to open it up. But up in the top, you'll see a link called attendance. Now, this is assuming that you've gone and created a sign-up sheet or a registration page. And what that's going to do is give you an attendance and registration as two different things. So attendance is who actually attended. Registration, obviously, is who signed up for it. So if they don't show up, that's fine. You'll still have two different documents here. I can go into the attendance here and see who all registered or signed up. And we can see an example right now of that. It's just me, but I'll just show you one from earlier this week. Where's that document? Right here. So here it is. I go to attendance, and what it's done is it combines the registration and attendance together. So here's everyone that registered. And then here are the people that actually attended, as well as their start time and end time and all that. I can still download that information as documents that I want to, or sorry, as a document that I want to hang on to for later. But without my having to, download that, open up an Excel to see it. This is nice that everything's in one glance right there and easy for me to find. Now, one of the things that Teams doesn't do yet is email people. So there's no reminders. There's no follow-up emails. You have to do that manually. So a trick to do that involves a website called Email Extractor. So the first thing you would do is you would go in and then select all this text, because it's still a web page. You can select all the text. It's going to have emails. It's going to have names, times, whatever. But as long as you've got all that selected and copy it into your clipboard. Email Extractor basically says, hey, throw in whatever you want here. I will give you the emails. So notice I have an email in here, I have an email down here, and I have an email somewhere else. So I can just paste that document in there, say extract my emails, bang, grab that, copy and paste that into Outlook. Now I have a quick way of sending a message out to whoever's registered to say, hey, here are some documents you may want to use beforehand. Here's a link and here's a reminder. Because like I mentioned before, it doesn't send reminders out yet. But that's a nice, easy way of doing that without having to download the spreadsheet, copy all the names, take them over into Outlook, blah, blah, blah. And there's the link there to go to be able to see that as well. Another trick is using breakout rooms. So typically when I was teaching in a class session, when I would give them something to work on for 15 minutes, I would wander around behind them, look over their shoulders to see what they're doing. And quite often that's when I could see who's making a mistake, they're going down the wrong path, that kind of thing. But what you can do is do the same thing using breakout rooms. So as long as you don't have groups larger than 50, you can create 50 breakout rooms and assign one person to each breakout room. So what I would do is say, hey, I'm going to put everyone into a breakout room. As soon as you get into that breakout room, can you screen share? And then what I can do is jump from break room to break room to break room just to look in, see how they're doing, who's got problems, that kind of stuff. Kind of not as nice as walking around in a classroom, but I can still at least this way see everyone's screen rather than everyone sharing their screen so that everyone else can see it. So breakout rooms is kind of handy for that. And speaking of breakout rooms, there's some new features coming in right away for setting up breakout rooms ahead of time. So what this is going to allow me, and right now I'm on the public preview mode, so I get things a couple of weeks earlier than regular. But what's going to happen is when I go into an appointment, I'm going to get a link here that says breakout rooms. This allows me to set the breakout rooms before the meetings. Right now you have to launch the meeting, then go in, select breakout rooms and do all that work. But here I can actually do it ahead of time. So I'm going to just quickly show you that. Create two rooms here real quickly, relatively quickly. And first of all, I'm going to go over to here into the settings. So this is the settings for all breakout rooms. Now, I can invite 20 people, but I can choose who are going to be presenters. These presenters can be assigned to the breakout rooms, and then they are in control of those breakout rooms. So here I have test user 30 is the only person I invited, but I could assign them in and make them a presenter. Again, I can set my time limit for all the break rooms, automatically move people in, stuff that we've seen in the past, but this is all done ahead of time. For each breakout room, I or any of the one that I've assigned as a presenter can go into the settings, and as we see here in a second, the meeting options are individual for each breakout room. So they can go in and, decide who's going to be able to get into that. That's going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be the same people, but maybe you want to turn the mic off in there or handily record automatically. So as soon as those breakout rooms get started, they can be recording. That's one of the things that Microsoft has over WebEx right now is they can record the breakout rooms in addition to your main display. So that's kind of handy afterwards when you want to go and take a look at stuff. Now, when you do record the breakout rooms, you as the organizer are still the owner. So you're the only one that can see those videos afterwards, at least the last time I tested that. But the nice thing is now you can go and see what happened in all those breakout rooms, even though you weren't in there. That's it for today. It was a short and sweet kind of afternoon. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to ask? All right, then I'm just going to stop it there. As soon as I can punch the stop button. And that should be it, in theory.